Welcome to the Grizz Pulse podcast, your backstage pass to everything Memphis basketball. Now, here are your hosts, Harrison Smith, Wilson Mefford, and Trip Fisher. Let's get it.
Welcome back to Grizz Pulse episode 3. We are joining you after a good week of Grizzlies basketball. Thankfully, very thankful that coming off a good week of basketball. We had a good win over the Kings, good win over the Mavs, then a tough loss to the Nuggets. But we're about to jump right into that. And now that we're all settled in, let's jump into the week in review. All right, let's go. Let's go to the week in review. So, first off, we start off with the Kings game. That was a big win for the Grizzlies, 137-96. Just a dominant win for the Grizz. You had some big performances out of your guys. To first start off with your players of the game, Santi had 29 on 11 of 18 shooting. And then another highlight is Vince with 15 assists. That was a career high for him, so that was awesome. But yeah, the Grizzlies had 7 turnovers, and it was just, this wasn't a contest after the first couple minutes.
And I think this was a must win for the Grizzlies. If we lost this game, we would have been in trouble, but we handled business with the Kings.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and jump down to that Mavs game. That was a really close game. It was kind of a sloppy game to begin with. And, you got to find ways to win those kind of games in a season where you're already kind of struggling. You got to find ways to thug those kind of games out.
Yeah, I think, coming down the stretch, obviously we've struggled to close games out without Ja in the lineup. And to have Cam Spencer step up in the way that he did in those final minutes, I mean, he was hitting pretty much everything for us down the stretch. He ended up with 17 points. A lot of that came in the fourth quarter, the final few minutes. Just an awesome win. And we hit our free throws to kind of seal it out. So, yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love the Klay Thompson beef, too, towards the end.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. What'd y'all think about that Santi play of him pulling back Cooper Flag a little bit?
I mean, hey, that's
you gotta do what you gotta do
right there.
Yeah, do what you gotta do is crazy. But yeah, sure. I will say though, I mean, you watched that Mavs game, and I mean, Coward did not play good, but neither did Cooper Flag. I mean, you were looking at that game, and I thought Coward looked a lot more polished than Cooper Flag did.
Yeah, Cooper Flag only had 12 points in 33 minutes, and Coward he was 0 for 4 from 3, so that's not good. But he only played 25 minutes, so I think he's fine with this game, to be honest.
Yeah, and some
I think with the Mavs too, they've got a top 5 perimeter defense in the league, and this is a Grizzlies team that already hadn't been scoring well without Ja or any of our point guards in the lineup. And we didn't really have to. I mean, we only scored 102 points. This looked like a kind of a vintage type of game, but we did just enough when it mattered most. I mean, I think Edey made a pretty big impact. He had 15 rebounds and 7 offensive rebounds. We got a lot of those down the stretch that kind of gave us a chance to get second chance opportunities and get some shots up off of that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the Nuggets game, where the Grizz Pulse was in attendance. All 3 guys were there at the game, watching a fairly competitive game that the Nuggets just kind of held us at arm's width throughout the entirety. It felt like we couldn't really break through. But yeah, I mean, the Nuggets played great, and you saw it in the fourth quarter when Jokic and Jamal Murray just took over. I mean, and when Jaren's playing bad and when you're not with Ja, I mean, you really don't have much to match that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Jamal Murray was just pulling it from anywhere, fadeaway threes. I was like, how did that go in? And the Jokic half court shot, I was like, dude, this guy's insane. He had a triple double against us. He was doing all these crazy passes, but I mean, Jack Landale, I apologize for saying you aren't a starter. I mean, you're going to have to be a starter for us since Edey's. How long's Edey out for? Do we know yet?
He'll play tonight. No, he'll play tonight.
Oh, sweet. Okay. But I think Jock really stepped up for us in this game, had 26 points. And every time Jack scored, Wilson and Harrison looked over at me like, he's not a starter. He's not a starter. So, Jock, I apologize.
Yeah, and we also saw some good signs out of Wells. Wells has really been struggling since honestly the start of the year, and he ended up with 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on 8 of 13 shooting, and most of those misses came from the 3-point line. So inside the arc, he was very efficient.
Yeah, I think for me, yeah, the big difference is obviously they've got the guys that can close it out in the fourth quarter. And we frankly just don't really have that right now. Cam Spencer balled out again, played awesome. And he's obviously playing with expanded minutes. Edie obviously going down in like halfway into the first quarter. I mean it's a huge blow. I think that, if Edie's able to play this whole game, I think we might have had a shot to win this game, to be honest with you. Just because of that like presence in the middle that you lose without him.
Yeah.
Coward, he didn't really shoot as many shots against the Nuggets. But dude, you know what really sucks is Jaren going 1 for 8 from 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's just really been lacking recently. I mean, you go look at plus minus for the game, and that's a flawed stat. I think that's a flawed stat for if you're just looking at one game, plus minuses. But you go look at his minus 27. I mean, for your star player, I don't even think we had anybody within 15 of that. I mean,
yeah,
no,
but you just can't have that from your star player. And he should be embarrassed. Embarrassed. I mean, he's sitting there. He's back healthy after the team's won 2 games. And down the stretch in the fourth quarter, Jaren Jackson Jr. is sitting on the bench. He's not closing out the game. That's embarrassing for him.
Yeah, he's got to step up and be the star that we know he is. Like, I think what you kind of said, like, he's got to be a veteran. Like, he's been in this league for 8 years. Like, it's time to step up and be a leader. Stop getting all these stupid fouls. Like, that's just what we've seen out of him his whole career. I mean, we need Jaren out there to be a defensive weapon, but also an offensive weapon. Like, just in the post. I mean, he's shooting threes, but I feel like we kind of need that. Like, we don't have a lot of 3-point shooters, but like his shooting performance was not very good in the Nuggets game.
No, it wasn't.
And he's got to start attacking a little bit more. I mean, I know he took 16 shots, but if you go look at someone who's going to take 16 shots, he got to the free throw line 1 time. I mean, he's got to get to the line more. I mean, I think it was in the Cavs game. I mean, he got to the line like 14 times. Like, it's just like he's not playing aggressive, and he complains after every foul. I mean, how many times this season are we going to see an illegal screen or a push off from Jaren?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just not what you wanted to see from really anybody out there besides Landale and Wells. Both, I mean, Landale, man, you said earlier, obviously, but man, he outplayed Jaren in just about every stat. And then I think you tip your cap to their stars. They shot 51% from 3 as a team. I mean, it felt like down the stretch they just couldn't miss. Like if they got a 3, it was going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, big picture, you look at this game. I mean, you lost to a top team in the West, obviously. I mean, and they just had the star power that you didn't. But I think small picture. I mean, Jaren's like that could be a problem for Rui. But I think something positive to end off this segment. I mean, you go back and look at the last couple weeks of Grizzlies basketball. When you go to the Cavs game, the Spurs game, and then the 3 games throughout this week, the Grizzlies have been very competitive through that stretch of games.
Yeah.
You know, we went through a stretch really early in the season where, I mean, you had like the Knicks game, the Celtics games where you weren't even competitive. So I think you've seen a lot of improvement from this team over the last 5 games of being able to hold with that top tier of teams. So I think that's been a really big for this team.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we can't be mad. We got our biggest win streak of the season with 2 wins. We haven't done that all season. So I think it's a win for the week in my book. Obviously, it would have been awesome if I had hit on the Nuggets prediction, but this close. But we're fine with the 2-3 record coming out of the week.
Yep, absolutely fine with the 2-3 record. Is absolutely right. But let's go ahead and jump over to our Grizz Pulse topic of the week, the GPT. I don't even know. That's Meth's thing. What is it, Meth?
GPTOW, baby.
GPTOW. Let's jump right into it. So for this week, the question of the podcast is going to be, do you think Ja Morant will be a Memphis Grizzly heading into next season?
I think he will. I mean, he's still on contract for 2027, 2028, and he's getting paid $40 million a year. I think some teams right now don't think he's worth that. And I think they would probably won't want to pay him that much. But I think Ja's happy where he's at right now. I mean, he loves Memphis, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did trade him like next season.
Yeah, I think trading Ja right now, I'm sure there's still teams that would love to go out and get Ja, but he's still young, right? He's 26. He's only going to be getting paid more in the final 2 years of his contract. He'll be getting paid 42 and then 44 respectively the next 2 years. And with kind of the new CBA laws and stuff like that around like luxury tax and all that type of stuff, I think that the Grizzlies are going to they're going to have to give up something to go get maybe like not as good because the other team is taking on his contract. And I just think it'd be tough for me to see them trading away somebody like that when his value is as low as it is right now. Maybe it's different. Maybe he plays well in the season and then a team wants to go get him. But with the contract that he has and the way that he's been playing, he's not playing up to it right now. And I think that probably no contending team is looking to go add Ja Morant right now.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with y'all. I think there's a bigger chance that he is not on the Grizzlies than y'all think next year. I would say it's honestly, I hate to say it, but it's closer to 50-50 than people might think. I mean, first of all, I mean, if you look at it, a third of the time he's not playing. Another third of the time he's pouting and just like not in the right headspace to be playing. And then a third of the time you got Ja Morant who's going to be a star. So, I mean, sometimes when you look at it, I mean, 2/3 of the time you're really not maximizing, like he's not maximizing his potential. And you also saw earlier this week, there were some rumors that the Grizzlies were willing to explore trade options with Ja, which is obviously, I don't know, I'm pretty sure those are very I don't know who released that information, but it seemed pretty valid. But yeah, I just think it's going to be super interesting to see how seriously they take those trade, like how seriously they are to willing to listen to those trade rumors. But I mean, it's just hard when especially when your star is, I mean, at most probably playing 60 games a year.
Yeah.
It just feels like a tough pivot for me because they did all this stuff to go make Ja the guy for us. And then obviously it's been a less than ideal start to the season with some bright spots here and there. I just feel like you trade Bane away. Clearly they made a conscious decision not to trade Ja away. They get rid of Bane to kind of be able to concentrate the offense more, go get picks, go do these things for Ja. Because it seemed like they believed in him. They believed that he was going to turn things around. And I'll say too, it seems like, seeing him on the sideline and stuff, it seems like he's still invested in this team. It seems like he's not sitting over there pouting like you see a lot of these kind of disgruntled stars that are frustrated with the situation they're in. It seems like he's embracing it. So I will see, but if I had to guess, I don't think he's like begging to be traded from Memphis.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it will be him wanting out because I really do think he likes Memphis and I think he wants to be in this organization. I think he's frustrated right now. You saw that
Yeah.
earlier when he got that suspension and stuff. But if you're Kleiman, I think you really need to consider, like, even if Ja is fully healthy, John Jaren is fully healthy, like, what's the potential of this team? Like, you're not you're not going to compete with the Thunder right now for the next 2 or 3 years, honestly. So I think you should really consider looking into a 1 to 2 year rebuild where even if you are a top team in the West, are you really going to beat the Thunder right now?
Yeah. I think like we gotta look into if we are considering trading Ja, we gotta look into like star power for Ja. Like, uh, I don't want any more picks because, like, I mean, we could have like a package deal for like a star player. Like, I know some people are talking about like Trey Young. I think he would fit well, but like, I think the fan base loves Ja too much, and with Jaren, they're a dynamic duo. But I think with this upcoming draft class, like it's one of the most talented we've seen in a while. So we could really get a star from that draft class, and then have maybe build up Coward. But I don't know. The Thunder's a hard team to beat right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, especially with this draft, I mean, if you're getting a top 10 pick in this draft, you seriously could be getting a star. This is one of the best drafts we've probably seen in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we are ready to head into our pulse check.
Pulse check.
Let's go. All right, start off the pulse check where we look into the week ahead. Let's go ahead and start off with a little injury update. So we saw Edie get removed from the Nuggets game with an apparent head injury. I heard that he got hit in the head and then was dealing with some migraines or something and just didn't come back. I don't know. I don't think it's too serious. He's listed as questionable ahead of the Pelicans game, and I mean, I would honestly be pretty surprised if he didn't play. And then we got some pretty bad news this week also that Grizz Pulse broke to you that Ty Jerome is out for 6 to 9 weeks with a calf strain. I think it's a grade 3 or grade 2 calf strain that he suffered in the preseason that he's still recovering from. But that was a major blow. And then lastly, last week, Ja got announced with a grade 1 calf strain and is supposed to get reevaluated in a week. So I think you could see him returning fairly soon. But on Jerome and Ja, I think the team's going to be fairly cautious with those because calves do lead kind of straight with your Achilles. Like the soft tissue in your calf kind of translates with the Achilles tear. So I think you could definitely see the Grizzlies being very cautious on both of those injuries. But let's kind of jump into our 4 games that we will be covering here, which are the Pelicans away. The Pelicans are 3-15. That's a bad basketball team. Then you get the Clippers also away. That's a 5-13 team, but they just got Kawhi back. So they played the Lakers last night with Kawhi and they lost, but that's going to be they're 5-13, but that's not a 5-13 team with Kawhi. Then you got the Kings game away, 5-13. We just saw those guys last week. And then you head into the Spurs game, also away. They're 11-5, but that is probably a Wemby-less Spurs team. So yeah, what do y'all think about that?
I think
yeah, it's the big away stand, right? Four away games. But I think for me, if we can beat New Orleans, beat Sacramento, I mean LA and San Antonio, I still think we should beat the Clippers. I think we should go 3-4, maybe just lose to San Antonio. But again, we played them closer not that long ago. So, I mean, I think there's a world where we go 4-0 this week. I'm not going to be one to call that because last time I tried to call us going undefeated for the week, we lost in a tough fashion to the Nuggets. So I'm going to say we go 3-4, be a little bit more cautious this week. But I think we win every game but San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm going to be the guy that says that we go 4-0 because I like our team right now. If Edie plays, and I think Pelicans, that's got to be a dub. Clippers, Kawhi does bring into a factor uh, against them, and James Harden's been playing pretty good. But I think that still should be a dub. They're still 5-13. Kings just played them, dominated, so I think that should be a dub. Spurs, we did lose to them earlier in the season, but I mean, without Wemby, I think that should be a much closer game. Edie should ball out. I really want Jaren to step up in that game. Like, if he's got a game to prove this week, I think it's that Spurs game to be physical and get some points.
Yeah. Y'all are pretty optimistic. I mean, you're going on a 4-game road stretch, which can obviously be very tough. But for me, I really think I'll get through it. I'll walk through it. I think you win the Pelicans game. I mean, they're pretty banged up right now. I know they don't have Jordan Poole or Herb Jones, so I think you win that game. But then here's my thing against the Clippers. I mean, that's a tough basketball team, and I just don't know how physical of a basketball team we have. Especially without Ja, I feel like that's a pretty tough game to win. So I think we're going to lose at the Clippers. I mean, that's a tough place to play and against a physical team, a physical and well-coached team. But then at the Kings, I think you win that game. I think you win because they're without Sabonis until like mid-December, I think. So I think as we kind of saw with Landale and Edie kind of dominating that Kings game, I think you can see that again. I think they'll get through that game pretty smoothly, like they just did. But I mean, they played that team a week ago. That'll be more interesting than people think. But I think they win that game, and then head into the Spurs game. I think this game could go either way. I don't believe Wemby's going to be playing. It says right now that he's going to get like reevaluated December 2nd. So we'll see on that front with Wemby. But I don't know how optimistic I am about that game. You know what?
They'll have Castle back too, I think. So
they'll have Castle back. But I'm gonna take the Grizz in that game. But here's my reason. It's because I don't think Harrison Barnes can do what he did again.
Exactly. That was stupid.
He's not going to go have, 7 or 9 points in the last like 5 minutes in the fourth quarter.
5 points.
I mean, he's not Cam Spencer in the Mavericks game. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, nevertheless, that's going to be a harder 4 games than people might think. But that's a fairly important stretch of games right there. If you go 3-1, I mean, you can jump back up to 9-13,
yeah.
9-13, and you're well back in the mix right there. So I would say this is probably a bigger week. You don't have a bunch of like the huge name teams, but this is a big week for the Grizzlies. All right, let's go ahead and jump down to the Grizz Pulse Player of the Week. Last week, Meth won. He selected Zach Edey, and Edey had a phenomenal week. So yeah, Meth, what do you got to say about that?
I mean, it's a great win. We're going to stack another one here. I'm going to go ahead and say my pick first since I think winner gets the honors here. I think Jalen Wells is going to lock it in for us this week. He's going to continue his high level of play, string together 4 good games, and hopefully get us at least 3 dubs this week. I think Jalen Wells is my Grizz Pulse player of the upcoming week.
Trip, what do you got down there?
Well, of course, last week when I chose Jaren right after the podcast, he was put as doubtful. So hopefully Cam Spencer doesn't do that to me this week. He balled out against the Mavs. Like Ja said, he was the best shooter in that building, and it wasn't the guy from Golden State. So I feel like he can ball out for us. Really knock down some threes, get some good assists. I want to watch him ball.
Yeah, I'm not going to flame you like I did last week for picking Cam because Cam kind of carried us this past week a little bit. Cam was big in the Mavs game and Nuggets game, honestly. But I can't believe I'm saying it. This is embarrassing for me. I'm kind of a Santi hater, but I'm gonna take
D1
Santi as
Santi
my
hater.
D1 Santi hater right here. But I'm gonna take Santi as my Grizz Pulse Player of the Week, and here is why. Okay, so 3 out of our 4 games here are kind of against softer teams, and let's just be honest. Santi plays a little bit better against a softer team. He's not the most physical guy, so when he gets in those tough games against like the Rockets and Thunder, he kind of slide under the radar. But I think he has some good matchups for him right here, and I think Santi will look back and Santi will be the Grizz Pulse Player of the Week, and I'll get my first dub there.
Can't believe it. D1 Santi hater choosing Santi.
I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see.
I don't know. Also, let's note that the Grizzlies did jump back into the 10th spot in the playoffs, so we are back in the play-in after the 2 wins this week.
Yeah, that was big. I think you just got to keep climbing. Got to keep climbing.
Yeah. We have 3 games this week against teams that are right there with 5, or 2 games against teams with 5 wins and 1 with 3 in the Pelicans. So
yeah, you're definitely getting some. You're gonna get some good looks at wins, and honestly, that Spurs team without Wemby is, I mean, they're 11-5, but they're gonna be depleted for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna end us off. Thank you guys for listening, and yeah, we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.
See you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Grizz Pulse podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow, drop us a rating, and tap that follow on all the socials. We appreciate you rocking with us. Catch you on the next episode.